critical. XRP's supply is dwindling, vanishing. See how a $10,000 XRP is probable. Could even be higher than that. This is part 2 of a series. The part 1 was with the late great Will Fix, and there will be an end screen card where I will show that to you guys who haven't seen that breakdown. You don't want to miss that one as well. Consider smashing that like if you haven't done so already. If you're brand new to this channel, you're going to see the difference between the research that's on this channel compared to a lot of other channels. No knock on them, but we get really deep when it comes to the material those I'm networked with. So let's just get right into it.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah.
How would you like to earn an extra $100, $200, or even $500 a day, even more than that? I have many friends that are earning money every single day trading futures on BTCC. It's a simple process, and even if you don't want to learn how to trade, you could follow a trader on the site and let him do the trading for you. Currently, I am following BlackRock, and no, it's not the Larry Fink BlackRock, that's just his name, but this gentleman has a win rate of 95.33%. His assets under management is a little over 96,000, so he has a lot to lose. Don't just follow the people that have very little to lose. Follow the ones that actually are consistently trading. This is currently full at the moment at 1,200 copy traders. So if you see this basically have an open slot, again, not financial advice, you may want to consider jumping into that. Here's why. As you also see, the last 7 days, his win rate is 100%. The last month, his win rate is 95.51%. And the last 3 months, he's doing about roughly 89%. Again, a lot of you guys want just a copy trader that you can basically follow. But again, don't set it and forget it. Learn copy trading. And again, I'm not trying to have any of you guys use your hard-earned money to lose anything. You don't know what you're doing? Don't jump into this, but there is money to be made, and don't use your nest egg for leverage trading. Use a separate portfolio. But I suggest learn how to trade. Earn you some extra money on BTCC. It's easy. You don't have to KYC, and you don't have to use a virtual private network VPN. This is a wonderful site. They've been around since 2011. Give them a shot. Also, when you earn that extra money, you can store that on your Decent wallet. The Decent wallet was not affected by the recent XRPL debacle, where the backdoor of many wallets was open and there was a breach. So Decent wallet was not affected by that. Decent wallet is as safe as you keep your seed phrase. It's a wonderful product, and you can get the discount by using the link. It's the only way to get the affiliate discount, and that is to use an affiliate link. So that link is popping up on the upper right side of your screen, and it is the one that you will use. You will also get free shipping. Pick you up a Decent wallet today. Secure your assets. If you don't have them stored in a wallet and sitting on an exchange, then you're at risk. So pick you one up today. Thank you.
Number 1 comes from our brother in the space, Smoke, but also comes from some other people as well as some research from myself. I want to share some key things because, again, seeing is believing sometimes when it comes to all this. For one, in the documentation, you're going to see here from Smoke, we follow that over at SMQKEDQG on X. He states, the XRP token cannot be mined, and its quantity will constantly decrease, and everything that exists in a limited amount and is actively used is becoming more expensive. Therefore, the growth of the network, the XRP price will increase significantly. As I blow this up, what is he referring to? Well, it's basically this. And as I blow this up on the other page, you see here specifically, like it mentions, as we see from the description, XRP token cannot be mined and its quantity decrease. Think about that. And again, everything that exists in a limited amount and is actively used is becoming more expensive. Yes, it is. I remember coming into XRP originally at 32 cents. Some of you guys may came in even a lot lower than that in previous bull markets. But with the growth of the network, XRP price, like I mentioned earlier, will increase significantly. That's big. And this is originally cited from Agubov and Magomedgurov 2017 citation, official website of Ripple back in 2020. All right. What else do we have in that regard? Well, it's jumping back into this because even Smoke points out recently what was shared from Wisdom Tree. Wisdom Tree stated there will be a supply shock for XRP before BTC. I'll say that again, before BTC. That sounds nuts, right? But what is pointed out here is the documents. I love it when Smoke, Jesse, myself, many others share physical documents. Let's take you to those documents. So for one, cited from Wisdom Tree Inside article, and like it mentions here, interesting to note, as seen in figure 3, BTC and Ether are strongly correlated with each other, while XRP has low correlation with both of them. On top of that, the other highlight. For investors, both BTC and XRP are scarce cryptocurrencies with different issuance schedules. BTC should reach its max supply of 21 million units in approximately 2140, and XRP should reach its max supply in the next few years. That's big. Afterwards, the number of XRP units will only shrink due to the burning of transaction fees. Again, I highly suggest you watch part 1 of this video. The late, great Will Fix, who is our angel up in heaven, has pointed out in his examples of that burning. He breaks it down better than anybody I've ever seen. And it goes on to mention here, as long as XRP demand grows or even remains the same, XRP scarcity should be positive for XRP price. That is so big, and multiple citations from Bloomberg, Wisdom Tree, Masari. You see the whole grocery list of references. On top of that, let's take you further deeper into the material and why it matters to you. The next part I'm going to jump into is pointing out some key things here. And that is, I want to give a shout out to this guy. His name is Matsy XRP 2023. If anything, I'm going to give him I guess I already am following him. Excuse me. He points out once they meet the listing requirements outlined, they are automatically approved for launch to market. What's he referring to? Well, again, a citation from Chad Steingraber. He points out here that once they meet all this, again, what's going to happen? And originally cited from the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. That's interesting as well because, again, to talk about XRP ETFs. Now, speaking of which, we're going to get more into that and why this all matters here in a bit. It might be a part 2 on that one, but I want you guys to keep in mind, back to Smoke once again, because when we talk about all this, Ripple equals a better version of BTC and Swift combined. Notice this is from Smoke once again. Read closely. This is documented. And we're going to blow this up as well. In the process of doing so, what do we see here? We literally see that Ripple can survive as it is a better version of Swift and the BTC network, and it could be used by traditional financial organizations for advanced experience of the current service industry and providing to customers and merchants. That's huge. All right. Why is it so huge? Well, shout out to another brother in our space. This is Professor Ripple Effect, who can be followed over at PROFRIPPLEFFECT. Another brother in Christ. Love people like this. He points out this key clip because Jesse and I have pointed out a lot of this abstract. We never showed you the particular clip. This is Christine Armstrong. Keep in mind, she used to be part of the IMF, as in being the head of the IMF. Now she's the head of, obviously, the ECB, the European Central Bank. This is under 1 minute. Listen closely about this and then draw your own conclusion. Here we go.
Difference will not be between those who are disrupted and those who survive, but it will be between those who are cannibalized because they are not seeing it coming and they're not embracing it, and those who self-induce that cannibalization. And I'm using cannibalization on purpose because it's a bit of a striking, horrible word, but it's really what it means. It's you're going to disrupt your business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your cost, you're going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful.
Disruptive technologies, circles, ripples, emphasis obviously on those ripples. On top of that, more from Christine Lagarde, because as we get into it a little bit further from Professor Ripple Effect, he points out it's all happening at once. Again, shout out to our late great Will Fix. He pointed out that there will be a very high price overnight. Does this not match up? Because according to Professor Ripple Effect, the European Central Bank ECB plans to introduce a digital euro by year's end, and confirmed by President Christine Lagarde, she has previously dismissed BTC as unsuitable for central bank reserves, while identifying Ripple and Circle as key disruptors in global finance. This acknowledgement underscores the growing role of utility-driven assets in reshaping cross-border payments and monetary systems. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I get it. Come back into frame in a brief moment. I get the whole idea that we're all should be responsible, follow the 4-year cycles when it comes to BTC. But one thing to always never dismiss, and that is the whole idea that there is such a thing as disruptive technologies, and it's the ones that are compliant with ISO 222. Who stands at the forefront for that when it comes to the Internet of Value? It's Ripple with XRP, and especially when it comes to their main product, ODL, on-demand liquidity. These disruptive technologies can bring in trillions, if not more, hundreds of trillions, when it comes to specifically high price and also capturing the internet. Again, back to what Jesse of Apex Crypto Consulting was talking about, capturing the tokenized value of the internet. Google was never able to do that in the past. You better believe they wish they could have done that. And I understand that Google's part of things like Hedera's governing council, and there's no dismissing of that. But the bottom line is entering from one era, the internet of information, and going into the next era. And that next era basically is the internet of value. That is so crucial to understand, because when we get further into the fundamentals of it all adds up that it could very well have a high price overnight. Getting further into this, why it matters to you, let's jump back to some of the key findings here, because it is big. It is worth sharing, and it's definitely worth pointing out. Because again, I want you guys to keep in mind, when it comes to Christine Lagarde, well, what do we see here? What we see basically is this, and basically she announced this on September 19th, just literally the other day, and she says basically, good morning from Copenhagen. I'm here for the informal Eurogroup and ECO Fin meetings hosted by the Danish presidency. Going to zoom in on this. Listen to this as well. This is brand new. This is good and educational to keep you really informed on what's really going on that you're not aware of. Again, if you haven't smashed that like, it does help the channel. Consider doing so. Here we go.
Hello, good morning. I'm in Copenhagen today, and we have the meeting of the Eurogroup and the ECOFIN. It's informal, which doesn't mean that we are not formal, but the discussions we have will not lead to formal conclusions or decisions, but it's a good opportunity to discuss, one, the economic outlook. We will comment on our projections and compare with the Commission. And more importantly, we will discuss our digital euro. And I hope very much that we have an agreement amongst the finance ministers concerning the ceiling, the thresholds, and those are technical issues, but they're critically important for the success of our digital euro. So stay tuned.
Yes, I'm going to have a little bit more information about that, either writing solo or with some of my colleagues, but nonetheless, the key things that she mentioned there. So with that said, I think you have an idea of where we're going with this, and especially when it comes to all the recent new updates about it all. So do me a solid if you happen to listen to the entire outline and type in this key word into the comments, and that basically is vanishing. And I'll know that you listened to the entire outline. The saying goes, know what you have, know why you hold it. The research trumps FUD 110%. May the Lord Jesus bless you all. I truly mean that. We'll see you on the next one.